Hey, what's up, everyone? How's it going? Happy New Year. Hope everyone's doing well. I'm just going to make a quick announcement on Discord and then we'll get started today. Okay. I think that's good. All right. Okay, just gotta make sure everything is on my screen. Yeah, been a while since I've streamed. Since before Christmas, right? So how's everyone doing? How was your holiday? How was Christmas? How was New Year? How'd it go for everyone? Also sorry if I got sick over the break. Like right before Christmas I got pretty sick. And now I have this like lingering cough, like weird throat thing going on. So if you hear me like my voice is like kind of raspy, and I also might be like muting myself periodically to like cough. So sorry about that. Kind of a lingering thing. I wish I felt better, but it's kind of taken forever to resolve itself. Hi everyone, Roy Levis, hello, Happy New Year, Subrealm, how's it going? Guncam, how are you? Tazy enjoying playing EOE, nice. Yeah, the tech demo's out. Smogsy, hi. Hope you're feeling better. Yeah, I mean, I feel normal. Just aside from the like random like coughing fits that I have and my voice sounding weird, but otherwise I feel pretty normal. Let's see. Bro's dying right now. No, I will. I mean, it's not really going to help me too much, like right now, you know? It'll help like soothe my throat a little bit, but I'll probably still sound just as bad. Jonathan, Happy New Year. Roy Levis, some flu then? I don't think it was the flu. I think it was some like weird, just cold thing. I took a COVID test. It was negative, thankfully. But yeah, I don't think it didn't hit me like as hard as I think a flu would. But it was just like a lot of congestion and stuff like that. Sin Hyrar, haven't been able to catch a stream yet. Models are looking fantastic. Love how Tropeo is turning out. Happy New Year. Feel better soon. Thank you. Thanks a lot. Yeah, I might not be talking as much as I usually would in this stream. Thanks, Roy, for your suggestions. But yeah, I don't know. I feel like I have no idea when this is going to clear up. It's been like over a week now. We'll take it easy. We'll just make some progress on the model. Have a little chat. Anybody get anything? You get any cool gifts over Christmas? Did you get something exciting? Something you wanted? Did you get somebody a gift that you were excited about, maybe? Oh, Jonathan, that sucks. Sorry to hear that. Yeah, it was... I mean, I usually don't get sick. Like, it's pretty easy for me to avoid, like, the major, like, contagions going around because I don't really need to leave my house. Like, I leave my house to go get groceries, and that's about it. Because I work from home, right? So I don't have to commute or do anything. I mean, the other place where I could probably have gotten sick from is the gym. That's a hot spot for like spreading crud around, right? But I haven't really been to the gym in the last few weeks because of my eye surgery stuff. So I wasn't around there, so I have no idea where I got this stuff from. But yeah, it was not fun. Roy, I bought a big army of plastic Warhammer to begin painting. That sounds awesome. What kind of army? I had a Tyranid army for a while, but I never got the chance to play. Like I didn't really have time to play, and I didn't have time to paint them all. So I ended up giving them to a friend of mine who would use them more. Oh man, everyone. I hope you guys are staying safe out there. Yeah, getting sick sucks. I always appreciate how I just want to feel normal, you know. So I really appreciate being in good health. Astra Militarum. 4,000 points. Wow. Oh, nice, Roy. That sounds awesome. Yeah, I wish I had more time and like, I wish I knew more people who played too around me. So I would love to to get more into that, but I love the sculpts. I mean, I think all the designs are really awesome. I really love seeing the new stuff they come up with and seeing everybody like go crazy with their paint jobs and their bases and all that stuff. I watch a lot of people paint minis on YouTube. That's always really fun. The hobby side, not so much to play. Cool. Yeah. Do you purchase most of your models? Like, do people 3D print their own models for Warhammer? Is that allowed? Grimdark, yeah, I love that style. I think if I were to get another army of anything, I would probably do the same. I mean, you're right. You don't really have to play to enjoy the hobby. You can just make a really nice army and enjoy the process. Okay. Oh, we got an autosave. So I'm kind of I haven't been talking much about the Tropeo. We're just gonna detail today, I think. Especially on the beak here, because I want to get the texture of the keratin on the beak going pretty nice, and we'll probably try and work on the face and stuff too. Get some nice skin textures going, especially in these soft areas. I've been thinking a little bit about how exactly I want to treat these soft areas. Like, do I want to just do them like just mostly skin, or do I want to make them kind of scaly, a balance, you know? I'm still kind of up in the air about it, which is why I'm just working on the keratin right now. Keratin is much, I guess it's like an easier texture for me to process at the moment. That's why I'm noodling around here like this. So how's everyone been enjoying the tech demo? Any of you guys been in there and put some hours in? Let me know how it's going. I haven't had a chance myself. Love the playtest. When is the Tropeo coming out? You know, I can't really say, not because I don't want to, just because I have no idea, right? Like, we still have a long way to go for the Tropeo. Now that I think about it, like I'm still sculpting, right? We got to do all the textures. We got to do all the fur stuff. We got to do... Then that gets handed off to animation, right? So it's going to be quite a while. I'd say... I don't know. I don't want to give you like false expectations, right? But it's going to be a while. It takes a while to do all that stuff. And we also have the Purusaurus to work on too, so that the Puru needs to get done before this guy does. So, I don't know if you guys have seen. We have some initial animations for the Puru, like walk cycles, swimming, lunges. They look pretty cool. Spider. Yes, it's awesome. Lisa, been enjoying it. Already got more hours than I'm proud to say. No worries. Roy. I'm talking about. I'm mostly just talking about the face area. I mean, I don't know if we have skin impressions from pterosaurs. We do have impressions of their wings, but I don't really see too many issues with them having a little bit of scaling on the face. The scales that, like, people think scales are like these huge, like, bulky, like, things, right? Like they're like just gigantic. They think of like crocodile scales. That's not the type of scaling. These would be very, very tiny, like pebble, very fine little things. It would be, in my opinion, it would be the level of textured, texturing, height variation that this introduces is no more or less than what's already there with the keratin. Some of the keratin details are going to be like this creature would have had like dings and dents in its bill. It had little scratches and divots on its, all this stuff going on here. It would have had like flaky keratin coming off of its bill, all that stuff. I think they would have still been able to fly fairly well. Smog, finally get to hunt and actually be the Eocorcaria. Yeah, that must be fun, right? Have you gotten a chance to like build a little pack and terrorize the landscape? So, can I ask a question about your process? What are the high definition models used for, and what are the low poly ones for? I have a vague idea, but I wanted to ask. So the high definition models are primarily here to... Oh, great. Did you guys see ZBrush just blink out of existence right there? Give me 1 second. So the high definition model that I'm working on right now, I was working on before ZBrush decided to die. Let's see if there should have been an autosave. It's gonna take a little second to load up. I hope it doesn't do it again. Let me see what's going on with my. Skip history. Delete those quick save files. Okay. We will save. Okay. Hopefully that took care of it. Sorry. Got a little sidetracked. So the high definition model that I'm working on right here, it's oh wow. Did it again. That's not good. Can you not, please? ZBrush is temperamental sometimes. The trials and tribulations of being a 3D sculptor. It's all right. You gotta roll with the punches. Yeah. Fingers crossed it doesn't do it again. If it keeps going like this, that's so weird. Like, of course it would happen on stream, right? Because it hasn't done this to me all week. Yeah, high poly model. This is where all the detail comes from. So, like, if you zoom into a model in the game, right? You see all the, like, texture and all that stuff. That comes from the high poly. All that detail, all the detail that I'm sculpting into the face and all this stuff here. That gets baked down onto the low poly. The low poly model is what's used in game because it's efficient. Like, this is only several thousand polygons. It's much easier to animate this because the rigs they don't have to process as much data moving around. Much lighter, much more efficient for the game to run. But of course, like a low poly model like this doesn't look great, right? It looks, of course, it's faceted, it's all this stuff. So we want to, it's kind of an illusion, right? Essentially, the low poly model is like a wireframe that we wrap images around that give the illusion of detail and texture and color and all this stuff. I like to think like people don't realize it too much, but video games, like all the models in video games are like very fancy, like digital paper dolls. That's how I like to think of it. They're just like a fancy image wrapped around a wireframe that is manipulated in the scene. And it's really good that we can do that. Like we can get all this detail baked down into an image and then wrap it around the model, and it gives a pretty convincing representation of the creature or whatever, the character that we're playing as, right? But it's very efficient for the game to run. Sorry it took me so long to explain that, but that's essentially what the difference between those two is. So of the two, right, I would say that the The low poly model is probably the more important of those two because it's what's actually in the game and needs to function and run. I mean, some games don't even worry about high poly, high definition detail. They just embrace the low poly aesthetic and just like go for it, right? They don't really worry about all this stuff that I'm adding. Is a Rhino's shove bugged? It don't seem to be working in game. Yeah, I wouldn't know. That'd be like a question for Furious. I'm not really aware of like bugs and stuff that is happening in the game now. Blue screen. Oh no, it's not like the blue screen of death. It like my background is literally just a blue screen. It's just that ZBrush decided to crash. It does that every now and then. I wouldn't say ZBrush is the like most stable. I mean, it's fairly stable, like enough to be like if it wasn't stable, I wouldn't use it, right? But it does have its moments where it like just dies. It's pretty common in 3D work, even if you have like I mean I have a pretty beefy PC. It's just like it's a lot of the processes in 3D sculpting and just 3D work in general is just very intensive, I suppose, and it's prone to crashing a lot. You just have to like be mindful of that tendency and like try to work, you know, you save a lot. You just try to mitigate it as much as you can. I've become pretty aware of like what processes are likely to cause a crash. Usually it doesn't happen until like later on in the process when I'm doing like a bunch of projection and stuff like that, but I don't know. Today's weird. How much RAM do you run the rig for? I have 128 gigs of RAM. But the thing is, it depends on what's like. ZBrush is weird when it comes to like what it draws on. For its processing power. I forget what it actually is dependent on. But I have 128 gigs of RAM. I don't have an NVIDIA card. I have an AMD. It could be a driver issue, but I don't know. It's been, like I said, it's been good all week. I think it has to do more with my memory, like storage, because like when I went through the quick saves up here, quick save is kind of it's a blessing and a curse. because this will save a version of your model, right? It'll auto save it. But the problem is it'll also auto save your whole undo history, and ZBrush will record like literally every undo, like every step you've done to the model, right? So like I could take this scroll bar here, go all the way back to the beginning, and it would like undo every single step that I've done. So it not only is saving your model, which could be millions of polygons, but it's also saving all the undo steps for that model. And not only that, but let's say you have multiple models here. Like let's say I opened the Eocarcharia and I had it in here. It would save the Tropeo and it would save the Eocarcharia in the quick save file. So that's why I usually skip the undo history because I don't really need it. And then I have to set maximum and minimums. Otherwise, it will literally fill up my computer with gigantic 3D files of models. So I feel like that's probably what happened. This is a new installation of ZBrush, and ZBrush, you have to tell it all this stuff over again, and I just hadn't told it that. So I think that's probably what it, I mean, we'll see what it does now. It's auto saving. So if it doesn't crash, we might have fixed it. Sin, it makes a lot of sense. I assumed similar and a new low poly was used in the animate, but I didn't know the high poly ones are also used. Yeah, no problem, no problem. What do I like to do more? Work on low or high? You know, I've come to appreciate both. Like I like working on the low poly because that's where the most change happens, like very fast. Like you can really build out a model and like see the progress of it come together really, really quickly. And that's really fun, like to block out a model. I like the efficiency aspect of it too. Like I like making my meshes feel as optimal as I can get them. Like I really like what's the word? Yeah, just making my meshes efficient, you know? Like feeling like I use the maximum amount of or the minimum amount of polys to get the maximum result, you know? That's a really good feeling. It's very satisfying to like achieve a result that you feel, you know, works well. Has nice topology flow, looks good in game, all that stuff. But then it's also like, I really love making things look realistic and detailing everything up and all that stuff. It's only been recently that I've like really gotten into being very conscious of the low poly. Because I didn't used to, like the majority of my models have been used in renders, not in game. And for rendering, you don't really have to worry too much about your topology. Because it's not moving, right? Like it's just, you're just making a really, really pretty picture. Like you're not worried too much about, like for this kind of stuff, like I don't really need to worry technically about how many polys are here, because all I need is this image. I'm just trying to generate a nice image to show off stuff. But in a game, you really need to care about efficiency. Smogsy, yeah. ZBrush really decided to fight me for a bit there. I mean, Blender does it too. Blender will decide to just blink out of existence. Sometimes you just ask it for too much, you know? And then it like fights back. Dinosaur 55. Any plans to make old dinos' teeth get chipped? I don't know. I don't know if that's a detail that we're going to add. I mean, we could. I think it would be a little bit of a... I'd have to think about how we could achieve that. Probably work with Furious to see how we could get that done. It would be a cool little detail. I'd be down to implement something like that, but I think that might be like a nice little like polishing stage thing instead of like... I think right now we're just focused mainly on getting the overall game like up and running and like the major things in. The details like that I think would be considered more polishy stuff. When is Puru coming out? I don't know. We're working on it. I mean, like I said, there's been a lot of progress on animations. I think we shared some animation work in progress recently. The Lion Man. Dude, make a building? Is that what you mean? Make a building? I would hate making buildings, to be honest with you. Architecture is not my forte. There's a reason why I've invested so much time into learning animal anatomy and all that stuff. I mean, I can do stuff like that if I have to, but I wouldn't say I'm the best at it. Hard surface modeling is a different thing. It's a different kind of discipline, I would say. It's got some foundational stuff that's shared between us, but that's definitely a different area. See you, Spider. UCJ, how's it going? I'm doing all right. Just getting back into streaming. First stream of the year. After kind of a long break, I suppose. It's been about a week of break. It's definitely the longest break I take during a year. Is like winter break, holiday break. New the trope and the Puru would be coming later. They're still being worked on. I mean, I guess for the Tropeo, obviously, but yeah, the Puru is getting animation done right now. Glad you're doing well. Keep forgetting it's only the 3rd. Yeah, it's kind of crazy, right? Yeah, I caught a bit of your streams lately. Have you been? How's the tech demo been? You've been enjoying it? I haven't gotten a chance to play. Nice. Yeah, if you're playing later today, I might stop in your stream and see how it's going. Bramblebeard, I'm a flyer main in these games. Yeah, I think flying would be a ton of fun. I enjoy flying in games a lot. Some of my favorite games are just like Like, I really enjoyed this game called Draken: The Ancient Gates. It was on the PS2, and you were able to call down like a dragon, and he was like your partner. You'd be able to fly around this open world a lot. That was really fun. Drakengard was really fun for some of the same reasons, although that game was much more restrictive in terms of where you could fly and how you could fly. It was definitely like on rails a little bit. And then I haven't really had an experience close to those too much in video games since then, other than maybe like that Avatar game. What is it? The newer Avatar game, Frontiers of Pandora, I think, because you could ride the Ikran, and you could just call it down on demand and fly everywhere you wanted. That's really fun. UCJ, when you get a chance, you should give it a go. I love collecting fiber. Are you talking about the tribals? You have to collect fiber as a tribal. Taddy's Galbavi. Sorry if I'm saying your name wrong. Are you creating those details from your head, or do you have some template on the other monitor? Not a template. I mean, I just reference images. I have some images of marabou storks. Some other images of other pterosaur reconstructions, lots of different birds. Like I have a pelican. So a couple of images of pelicans, stuff like that. So I'm taking inspiration from real stuff and like incorporating some of those details into the model. I try not to. I don't like making stuff up. I think if you make it up, it feels very. I don't know. I feel like people can tell it doesn't feel realistic, you know? So I try not to do that. I mean, I am making it up in a sense, like in the sense that like this is a pterosaur. It's not alive. Like we don't really know what it would look like in the real world, but I'm trying to make it feel as grounded as possible. And that's where real animal references are important. That, and I mean I've done this a lot, so I kind of have a feel for how I want things to look. So Like I've sculpted a lot of dinosaur skin. So there are some things that are like kind of second nature, kind of muscle memory stuff, but I always try to get some real world reference in here. Old MMO called Istaria, where you could play as a dragon. Very old game, but it's still running. That sounds cool. Yeah, I would love to have like a really good like dragon taming or like dragon riding game. Something to the effect of what Draken the Ancient Gates was to me, like, because it was about like those who probably don't. It's probably a pretty obscure game, I would imagine. But it was about a dragon rider who's like bonded with this dragon, and essentially of course there's some sort of great evil that's trying to destroy the world, and they have to work together to face it. But I don't know, like some sort of game where you have to like raise a dragon, and then it like becomes your partner, or like I don't know. Something that has really cool combat, something has really cool flight. I mean, there's a new game coming out. That Crimson Desert game. Seems like it has some like mounted flying dragon stuff in it. Might be cool. I'm curious if they let you just like call that mount whenever you want and like take it, like travel from place to place with it, or if it's more like a set piece thing. UCJ, yeah, the tribals. I'm a bit of a loot goblin, so I enjoy little things like that. You like, if you're building your stores of fiber. Gonna be in the tech demo again for a few hours. Looking forward to the NV tweak. Couldn't even see you're the night vision. I'm assuming that's what that means. Storms in the game are stunning. I think I did see. I was watching. I think yesterday I was watching UCJ stream, and I think you were in like a snowstorm. That looked really cool. snowstorm in the redwoods or something. I think it must have been. Yeah, it looked really good. Oh, I can call you. Okay, you can call me TG. Okay, thank you. Thanks, man. Really appreciate it. How big is Tropeo compared to the current tech demo playable? For comparison, it looks huge. Tropeo is pretty big. I mean, I feel like it's probably like a mid-sized pterosaur, but I feel it's pretty big. I mean, you can see here. Like its head is like almost the length of a human body, right? Like almost 6 feet long. Just its head. Wingspan is pretty big. Let's I've been working on the face a lot. We'll do a little bit more and then we'll switch it up a little bit. Work on the fingers or something. I'm gonna add a little bit of alpha texture in here to help me out with some detail. You're starting your own economy inside the game. I have my own channel. Yeah, I have my own YouTube channel. I don't have like a ton of stuff up there yet. That's what I'm gonna be working on this year, I think. Because I've been kind of neglectful of my own channel, my own work. I think I'm going to dedicate some time to maybe like a weekly live stream of my creature design stuff. Maybe it's probably some dinosaurs. I mean, dinosaurs are always a part of my work. So probably some dinosaur paleo art stuff, some creature stuff. Mostly working on like personal projects that I have kind of neglected for a long time. I have so many unfinished paintings, models. It's like files and files and hard drives and hard drives. Well, not hard drives and hard drives, but you know what I mean. Like a lot of stuff. So I feel like taking some time to, like one day a week, you know, few hours for one day to work on something for yourself is not too bad. Probably pretty healthy. Maybe other people will join in on it too. I know there's a lot of other artists out there that are like me that have a lot of personal work they want to get done, but they don't have the time, or like they kind of, you know, it's very easy to push stuff like that off in favor of like doing client work. But I think it's important to try and get it done. Is Quetz on the list? I don't think Quetz is on the list, but there is a very large Asdarkid on the list. So not a Quetz, but it's a, you know, it's a relative. It's a big relative. I do like the idea of a little bit of scales on here. Like especially in this transition area of the face. I've been working on some new textures to use on models. So I might try incorporating some of that here. We'll see. Bramblebeard, I've got an oil painting I started in 2018. I need to finish. Yeah, I got some oil paintings that need that same attention. I don't know if I can stream those though. I'd have to like work on a whole new setup to be able to stream my oil paintings, but there is one. Oh man, I'll show you guys. This is very old work, but I did let's see. I have to go to DeviantArt. I haven't been on DeviantArt in years. Let's see. It's so funny, like I got into this issue on DeviantArt where like this guy was he was reposting all of my work on his own page, I guess. And then he started copyright striking me for the work I did. And then I had to like it was so dumb. I had to like verify that I was me and that I did do the work. So this painting of this dragon rider, I did this when I was in college. But this painting I did twice. I did this painting twice. I did it traditionally, so I have an oil painting of this. This is not the picture of the oil painting, but the oil painting looks very close. And then I did another version of it that was digital because I wanted to submit it to some sort of magazine or something for like a challenge. So I did it. I did the same painting twice, but this is something I would like to revisit because I do like the design of the dragon, and I think this idea is cool, but there's stuff in the background that I'd like to revisit and stuff like that. So it's stuff like this that I'd like to work on. I don't know what that is. This is like very old stuff, like studies. This is the stuff that he was trying to copyright strike me against for my, this is some of my Dinovember stuff. So pretty funny. But yeah, I have that painting in the garage, just like hanging out. Hanging out unfinished, needs to be revisited. Thanks, guys. Though what's interesting about that painting is I feel like that painting is actually what got me my first job. That painting was in my portfolio when I submitted my work to a company that I was having a studio that was doing internships when I was in college. And I feel like that painting is what kind of sold these guys on my abilities, and they gave me the internship, and later that turned into my full-time job. So that was really nice. Okay. Let's work on some of these claws here, because just take a little bit of a break from the face, get some other details going on the model. These need some shaping up anyway. Let's see, do I have this? We'll give these some poly groups so that way I can isolate them easier. X. Okay. How long do you work with ZBrush? How long have I been working with it? I started using ZBrush in 2012. I mean, I had poked around with it a little bit before then, but not very seriously. But yeah, that's when it all started, basically. 2012. I think that was probably more accurate. Is there plans for flyers to be able to build nests? I'm not sure, actually. Seems like something they'd be able to do, but I can't confirm if that's actually in the works or not. -1, hi, hey, how's it going? Good to see you. Gotta double check and see how many bones are in these fingers here. So we have a very long, it's like long, short, long, and then the claw. Kind of weird. So there would probably be a bend right here. Sun Snow. Errol, I was wondering, how does the growth system work with models? Is it based off morph targets or something different? It's a shape key in Blender. I'm assuming that's like morph target and shape keys feel like they're kind of the same thing to me. I don't know if they are technically different things, but that's what they are called in Blender, is shape keys. So you have the base model, which is the adult male. We're using male as the default like state, and then I create a different shape key for each stage of growth, and they all reference the base model. Well, they reference the previous stage of growth, I should say. And once they're all turned on, you can kind of blend between them. I'm not actually sure how that's implemented in the game, like how, because Furious takes that and he takes it from there and makes it work in the game. I'm not sure how that actually works, but that's how I do the sculpting part in Blender. Do you have final images of what the dino should look like, or will it create itself on the fly? I have it depends on the dino, but I have my concept art that I made here. This is what we worked on before, so that's like generally what it'll look like. There are some details that you don't really get in the 2D version that I need to elaborate on in the 3D, but generally that's the idea, you know. Might change slightly, but not much. Can Tropeognathus grab tribals and drop them from the sky? I'm not sure. I feel like that's a much more practical approach. Like if we did have Tropeo pick up things and drop them, I think it would make much more sense for him to pick them up with his jaws, right? I feel like Tropeo is big, but he's not like gigantic. So I feel like it would be believable if he like could lift the character off like somewhat, but not like as much as maybe a larger pterosaur could. You know what I mean? Like there's like some resistance because he's not as big and powerful as maybe like a big Asdarkid would be. But I don't know. It's not really up to me to make that make sense. It's just that's what I'm thinking in my head when I visualize that. But yeah, it would be fun. I mean, I did. What was that game? Primal Carnage, where you could pick up people as a pterosaur and drop them. I remember that being a lot of fun. There's a lot of potential with like human interaction and pterosaur stuff. I mean, just thinking about it from like a realistic standpoint, like from a like if you could somehow walk up on a pterosaur right today, how would you like? What would you be afraid of? Like if you saw a Tropeognathus on your sidewalk or in the park or something, right? Because there's people like people are terrified of geese, right? Like Canada geese. You guys have seen those videos of people getting chased by Canada geese in parks and stuff. Like I can tell you firsthand that stuff is scary. Like a Canada goose is much larger than you think it is when you get close. And they like hiss and stuff, and they puff up and they spread their wings. It's pretty intimidating. Like people think it's like stupid. Oh, like, oh, how funny. Like this guy's being chased off by a bird. Like that. No, those things are mean. They're big. You don't want to screw with them. But imagine like you're seeing this guy in a park. Like that would be terrifying. Like even though these beaks, like his beak isn't necessarily made to like carry people or like be bone breaking or anything like that, but it's still a big beak and it's got big teeth. You could probably get shredded pretty easily by this thing without it even having to probably expend a lot of energy. What's my favorite dino? I'd say Australopithecus is my favorite dino. It's a Megaraptor. My favorite Troedontid? I'm not super familiar with Troedontids. I'd have to look and like see which one appeals to me more. UCJ, see ya. I'll try to drop into your stream and see how it's going. Have a good one. What is my favorite pterosaur? That's not Pteranodon. I wouldn't say Pteranodon. Anyway, I think my favorite pterosaur is probably Tapejara. Or I don't know if it's actually called Tapejara anymore. It might be assigned to Tropeognathus. I can't remember what the status of all that is now, but Tapejara. Let me check. Used to be Tapejara Imperator, but I think there was some reassignment happening. Yeah, I think it's now Tropeognathus Imperator. So that's what I like. I like the big crest. And the like skull shape is really cool. It's actually a fairly big pterosaur as well. TG, can you please describe how the process is? You create some concept art and it will be accepted. You can create it. Yeah, so the process is a little different, right? Because we're a small studio, right? A small indie game dev team. So a lot of us wear multiple disciplines, right? So for example, me, I do multiple jobs that usually would be divided into separate like separate people, but I'm doing them all myself, you know, because usually you have concept. You have concept art, then there's the modeling. So this is the order, you know, it would go in. It would go from concept. You do the concept, it would be approved, and then that concept goes into modeling, and then from modeling you go into textures. I'm kind of simplifying this because in here you would have like you would generate the base mesh, or you would do high poly, then go into retopo, and then you do UV, that's a U, sorry. And then you go into textures, and then from here we hand off to animation. So usually, like in a bigger studio, these three things, like this, those would be 3 different people, but here I'm doing all 3 of those. So this is all one person, which is my job. So yeah, it's kind of strange because like I'm making the concept art for myself and then doing the rest of this, but concept art is good to get the idea out there and like show everyone else what you're thinking, and then if that's approved, then I can proceed to the rest of the steps. I hope that makes sense. The Espoir, thanks so much for the donation. Really appreciate it. Let's see. Did I miss anybody else? Sorry, it took me so long to acknowledge that. Exterior, the Archdemian. Will the combat system be reworked? Because I played the test demo and kind of just run and bite. I think there are a lot of plans for different abilities, right? And like different attacks that Dino can do. I think the team is probably pretty aware of like trying to avoid the run and bite like stuff. But it's just, you know, we need time to implement all that stuff. So I would say, you know, hold on. Be patient with us for a second while we get all that stuff in. I think everyone desires more depth, you know, to a combat system than just the run and bite stuff. Also, add blood and bite damage on model when you get attacked, like POT. Throw those suggestions. I don't know if there's a suggestion area, or maybe toss them toward Furious, maybe. I don't really have control over how things are implemented, or like the game design stuff. I mean, I like your ideas. I think that's cool. But I'm not really in charge of putting those in there, you know? Australopithecus and Echoes. No, I think there's a different. I think Mipe is the Megaraptor in Echoes, which is also cool. I mean, any Megaraptor I'm down to make. It's just Australopithecus is a little bit more significant to me because Australopithecus is the like first very serious paleo reconstruction that I tried to do. So I got kind of like a little bit of a soft spot for Australopithecus. Bramblebeard, been wing slapped by a goose, not fun. Oh no. Yeah, I'd imagine that's not very fun at all. Yeah, like I said, like when I was in college, the Canada geese would we had this big like field of grass, right? Well, multiple, like there was a lot of grass around on the campus, and these Canada geese would like to just hang out over the winter. Like as they passed through on their migration, they would just like hang out. So I've been around them pretty closely. I'm a little too close a couple of times. I got like hissed at and stuff, and I really like the geese. Like they I think they look very cool. I used to like to sit and draw them. But yeah, they're a little scary. What is my own YouTube channel called? It might be in the... I think it might be linked in the description here. There should be a section for my links, but I'll find it for you really quick. Usually it's just like I try to keep everything pretty consistent. So all my stuff is just like Raoul or like RAR. But YouTube, I guess, is kind of weird. Here we go. That should be my YouTube channel. There's a few things on there, not as much as I'd like, but trying to change that this year. Yeah, TG, totally understand. Small studio, that's really cool. Your job has direct impact on the final model. Yeah, for sure. I mean, there's an advantage to working that way in that like like this workflow is nice when you're working in a big studio, but the problem is it's very hard to keep keep consistency, right? Like this is where you need an art director to like oversee everything and make sure that everything is being done correctly, because as this passes from artist to artist, sometimes the design can change, and that can't really happen. So if one person's doing it, the degree of consistency tends to be higher, I would say, because it's the same person, right? Like same person did the concept, same person did the sculpt, all that stuff. It just the trade-off, there's trade-offs to everything, you know. It's like if one person is doing it, then that person is occupied for the duration of that thing, right? So like I wouldn't be able to like do, well, maybe I could if we were working like full time on this. I could probably do like a few different models at the same time, but still, like there is a bit of a trade-off there. Oh, thanks so much, TG. Thanks for following and keeping an eye out. Yeah, I have plans to get things going this year. So I'll definitely make announcements on those, like on social media. It's kind of hard now because things are weird with a lot of different social media platforms. Like I'm kind of questioning whether I should keep posting on like places like X and Instagram. So kind of being jerks to artists. So I think there's a lot of artists that are in the same boat as I am in making that decision. But we'll see. I'll definitely find a way to convey the message to everyone. Pizza, how's it going? Gonna be watching a while how I make French onion dip. That sounds good. No, I don't work full time for UE. This has been mostly like off hours, working on models like on off hours, on weekends, stuff like that. It's more like I think it's that way for a majority of us, right? Like it's kind of like started out as a passion project sort of thing, helping out. But yeah, it's not my full-time job. I work for a different studio, and I have a few other clients that I work with. Funny thing is like all the other stuff that I work on, well, majority of it, like the stuff I do for the majority of the day, right, is not dinosaur related at all. It's all character stuff, like all human figures. different IPs. For trading card games and board games is what I work on. And like not usually it's not realism, like realistic styles either. Like I have to jump around to very, very different styles. So it's pretty interesting. Yeah, like I don't post a lot of that stuff, mostly because I'm not sure if I can. I think I have some of it up on like Kara and maybe Blue Sky. I have like one thing on Kara. This is a painting I did for my normal job. It's for a board game. It's actually I don't know a lot about board games because I don't play board games like too often. But a lot of people seem to like this board game. It's gotten really good reviews. So that's the kind of stuff I do on my normal like 9-to-5 work. So his fingers look a little bit better. Need some more work on that too, but it's better than the like lock-in version that was there just a little bit ago. All right, see ya, Bramble. See you around. Have fun in the tech demo. Turtle, hello. How big is this thing gonna be? I don't have like an exact measurement for you, but he's gonna be this big. I'd have to look at my my model in Blender to get an exact measurement for you, but that's how big he is in relation to a person. Any confirmation on Tropeo being able to carry humans? I'm not sure. I think I heard Furious talking about it in one of his streams like a little bit ago, but I can't remember exactly what he said. Definitely looks like it would be able to do some damage to a human, though. Even if it's just like a swoop down and bite or something like that. Smogsy, what's my favorite part about 3D modeling? What is my favorite part? I think probably like the block-in phase is probably my favorite part. Like, if I were working on this, like we started this Tropeo in like we started with a base mesh, which is one way I like to do things, but the other way I like to do things is just like starting with, starting with like, you can just start with blobs of clay, or you can start with a sphere and just like pull stuff out. It's usually like the beginning phases of the process where things change pretty rapidly. It's like, I feel like I'm making a lot of progress. It kind of goes in like this weird like curve for me. Like, I really like the beginning of the process where it's blocking in, because this is where you see a lot of change. So it's like very fun. And then usually once I'm done with the block in and I start detailing, it starts to like taper down, because this part is like, this is where a lot of artists talk about like the ugly phase of their designs or paintings or sculpts or whatever. I feel like this is where the ugly phase happens, because it's in that weird transition between block in and then like you're starting to get all the details in, but they're not quite there. And then at a certain point, it starts to like, okay, it starts to feel like, okay, this is coming together. And then it kind of goes up again into the final, where like, this is another part where I like, this is like all the final like details and like little finishing touches, and you're starting to see the model come together and it's nice and refined state. That's another fun part. But yeah, these two are kind of probably my favorite parts. This area is like, it's hard to get through this. Pizza, French onion done. Just had cooling for the next 30 minutes. Very glad I decided to add red wine to the onions because it adds a ridiculous amount of depth to it. That sounds really good. You do a lot of cooking pizza? I do all the cooking in my household. What's my favorite model I've made? That's a good question too. I'm super hard on all of my stuff. So it's very hard for me to be like that's my favorite. Favorite model I've made. I do think it would probably be one of my more recent sculpts. This Daspletosaurus is one that I'm pretty proud of. This one, I think it turned out really well. Oh, not that one. This one. I really tried to push the detail, and I tried to push the anatomy, and there's a lot of it that I really enjoyed. I think it worked out well. There's some experiments in there that I tried that I think improved some of the texture quality and stuff like that too. So I think so far, this is probably one of the sculpts that I've been most proud of. It took a long time though. Probably longer than I'd like to admit, but I have a few other models that are in this similar detail. I'm working on some other stuff that I feel is improving on this. So maybe I'll show that sometime soon. Oh, you love to cook? I'd say I'm getting to the point where I enjoy it. Before it was just just necessity, right? Eating out is expensive. I have to make something healthy-ish for myself and my wife to have, So it was just more okay, I gotta do this. But now I do enjoy. I'm starting to enjoy cooking a lot more. Getting to try different recipes here and there. I think right now I'm in desperate need of better cooking utensils. I definitely need a better set of knives. I need I'm trying to transition to I'm trying to learn about different like materials like to cook with. Like I have a cast iron skillet that I really like to cook with. I just feel like I just like the way it handles heat, and I appreciate the upkeep of it. Like you have to season it and you have to take care of the material, right? The metal, so that way it cooks properly. Like I like the aspect of stuff. I don't know. I'm kind of getting into that sort of thing where it's like learning about what I can do to make the process funner, smoother. Sort of like the craft of it, I guess. I got a really nice cutting board earlier this year that I really enjoy. Because before that, I was using like a really crappy like plastic cutting surface. Thanks, guys. Thanks, Turtle. Thanks, Pizza. When will the trope be realized in EOE? It's gonna be a while, like months. Have you ever done work for other dino survival games? Yes. Yes. I worked on Path of Titans as an illustrator. So I guess that would count, right? I didn't do any models. I think they were interested in asking me to do models for them, but that didn't really end up panning out, I guess. Maybe they found somebody else. I don't know. I don't know how that all went down, but I ended up not doing that. And then I did apply. I applied. I can't remember when. I applied to be a modeler for the Isle, or like a concept artist for the Isle. I sent in a portfolio and everything. This was like a while ago, like several years ago. But I never heard back. So I just kind of kept doing my own thing. I mean, eventually, I found other opportunities. Like that's where I started working with Creative Beast Studio, Beast of the Mesozoic. So that's around the time where I landed that opportunity. And then Fax Dinosaurs came along as well. And then I worked on Kyoryu. I don't know if you would consider that a survival game, though. Maybe. I don't know what exactly they have planned for that game right now. Oh, thanks, guys. Well, yeah, it's I mean, it's just how it goes sometimes. Like, I think this was like 2017, 2018 is when I applied to work on there. So it's been a while. 2018, 2019 maybe, I don't know. But they have a ton of very talented artists that are already working for them, so I don't think they were like in need of anybody, you know? So it's probably why they didn't really get back to me about it. How do I stream on YouTube? Just with OBS. I just have OBS and yeah, that's really it. I think that's all you really need, right? Is just like OBS or some other like streaming app, and then a good internet connection, right? mean, I think probably my internet connection could be better. What's your favorite art to do? Dinos or any other kind of creature? I mean, if it were up to me, I'd just make dinosaurs and like kaiju all day, or like, you know, I really gravitate towards like reptilian and avian creature anatomy. Fish are cool too. So like those combinations of anatomy in creature design. But really, I mean, any of that would be cool. Sweet. Okay. The pterosaurs in EOE are going to have pycnofibers. Yes, they will. I'm not sculpting those on the mesh. I'm basically sculpting it as if it didn't have any, and then we're going to add those on. We'll see how exactly that is going to work. But I'm basically like, imagine that like this is the naked version, right? of the pterosaur, and then we're gonna add fur on later. That's how that's gonna work. Right. I think I'm actually over time. Yeah, I kind of got lost in details, so we're a little bit over time, but that's okay. I'm gonna start wrapping it up, everybody. So thanks a lot for being here with me. I don't think I have any announcements or anything. We have a stream on Wednesday. Hopefully my voice isn't as weird on Wednesday. And we'll just keep moving. I hope everyone is enjoying the weekend and the tech demo. If you guys are jumping into the tech demo, maybe I'll see you in there. Otherwise, yeah, have a good rest of your Saturday. I'll catch up with you on Wednesday. Have a good one. Bye, everyone.